Hello, this is my goodbye to Grandma. My name is Ron Miller. My grandmother loved life. Her greatest achievement is her family, even though sometimes she probably would admit it. She loved all her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Friends of old knew she loved music, picnics, gardens, animals, and of course, her television. We are going to miss her in one way or another. For me, it is the time that I set aside for her at least once a week. I will miss the hour or two just talking with her, watching her favorite shows. I will also miss her stories like running away with my grandfather and eloping to Texas. And of course, this was against my family's wishes, and hearing about her favorite students when she was a school teacher. She would also talk about the war and the Great Depression. One thing she really never did was complain about the illness she endured for most of her life. The pain and the suffering you could see on her face when she let you or you caught her off guard. One of Grandma's favorite poems was God's Quilt. The author is unknown. I'll now read a little of this poem that Grandma recited often. I had to start over many times. I often struggled with the temptation to quit, only to somehow muster the strength to pick up and begin again. I have spent many nights on my knees in prayer, asking for help and guidance in my life. I had often been held up in ridicule, which I endured painfully, each time offering it up to the Father in hopes that I would not melt within my skin beneath the critical gaze of those who unfairly judged me. My life was what it was. I had accepted for what it had been. Grandma's life was filled just like any others, many up and down. Some of her children disowned her. My grandfather ran out on her, leaving her and 3 kids to fend for themselves. For weeks at a time, bill collectors would come banging at the door. She would gather the children into the back room, pretend nobody was at home. My grandfather was a good man, but I believe the war changed him. He was abusive verbally and physically to all involved. Yet she stayed true, and her faith never wavered. Her spirit was strong and ever enduring. Yet hearing these stories hardened my heart and made me resent my grandfather for what he had done. Finally, my mother and friends got Grandma away from him and moved into our town of DeForest. The apartment building wasn't much, but the community she moved into was caring and supportive for Grandma and our family. This is where my good memories begin with Grandma begin. One thing I truly miss is her cooking more than ever. My favorite time was sleeping over and in the morning having oatmeal, raisins, and a cinnamon sugar toast. So simple, and the taste never got old. I miss Dolly, her black dog. When I slept over, Dolly and I would fight for space on the couch. Dolly would win most of the time. She didn't have many things to give us, but she gave us everything she could. As you look around the room, the ceramic animals you see, she painted each and every one of them. Although this is not all of them, it's just a representation of the gifts God gave her. They're here for us to cherish, though they may not be worth a lot of money or prized antiques. But today they become priceless and irreplaceable, just like the one who painted them.